I'm a software engineer at T-Mobile. I'm on the monitoring applications team. So what I do is I deploy agents throughout the T-Mobile network. Whenever something goes wrong, I know about it, and I am responsible for sending the alarms and alerts to that corresponding team. I'm working on automating this process and gathering a lot of data and metrics throughout the network in order to be hopefully better and more streamlined. So my story was, when I was about 19, I was working 3 part-time jobs. I worked at Papa Murphy's, I was an IT guy at my church, and I worked as a tutor at my community college. I loved tutoring, I hated Papa Murphy's. The fact that I wasn't happy at Papa Murphy's, I kind of let that be my driving force to better myself in my career. And back in 2014, I finally got my first snag. It was funny enough at T-Mobile. I was a network engineer, also collecting data and metrics on the network again, common theme here. And then that was out in Bellevue. In 2015, I had an internship at a company called Workday in Silicon Valley. I was in the infrastructure and tooling team, also working on automating a lot of the backend processes. And then in 2016, I got to make industrialized lasers, doing low-level robotics in LLC. It was pretty cool. I didn't really like what I was doing ultimately, so I decided to go back up north to Seattle and go back to T-Mobile because I was pretty happy here. And now I'm back where I started. I actually interact with all sorts of people. The nice thing about T-Mobile is that while it is a technology company, the guy-to-girl ratio balance is a lot better than other companies that I've worked or interned at. And so I worked with people from all over the world. We just ran into Anderson here on the Sunday. He is actually from Georgia. He's in the military. He was in the Navy. There's a lot of people who are from the military, Navy, from India, from different parts of this country. I just met another guy who's from New York, and he's working here now full time, and so he's new to the area. It's funny, honestly, talking in a corporate speak. I know how to interact with people fairly decently when it comes to maybe doing presentations or talking to people and just kind of making a few inappropriate jokes as, guy to guy, buddy to buddy type of thing. But learning how to tell someone, hey, I need this to get done, convincing them that it'll be in their benefit, and then being professional about it and not being a jerk. That is something that I've definitely learned and picked up over the past few months. And actually another really big thing that was really hard was learning how to ask questions. I definitely have imposter syndrome like a lot of other people do in our field. And just realizing that everybody is on the same page of we don't know and it's okay to ask questions. If I could go back in time and change one thing, honestly, maybe study algorithms a little bit more. But I'm pretty happy where I'm at right now. I don't know. I guess it's like take a few more electives in computer science instead of computer engineering, like maybe focus on AI, for example. But the cool thing about computer science especially is that there's a ton of resources outside school that you can learn for free or maybe for a small fee. And I definitely am still doing that. At least in the world of technology, you can't stay stagnant. You have to keep learning if you want to survive. So therefore, you have to love it. The people who have been most successful were the ones who are passionate about this field and the ones who at least did side projects or put themselves out there in internships and applied themselves. It wasn't always the people with the 4.0 GPAs, it's the people who were always curious. Well, in Portland I wasn't happy, and I wasn't really happy doing robotics, to be honest with you. And so I just started applying, and it took about actually 6 months of me consistently applying, and I've gotten rejected a lot in multiple jobs. But within each rejection, I learned something new about myself and how to become better each and every step. I took the criticism and I took the failure, so to speak, as a way to improve. And funny enough, because of my favors, I always told the recruiter, hey, let's go ahead and connect on LinkedIn. Or I actually grabbed a beer with a recruiter not too long ago, and we're still on good terms and we're still good friends. So just being persistent and realizing not to take things personal, but just take it at face value. That is something I learned, and that's what got me here. Well, a lot of life has happened, and life does drop kick you in the face a few times, which is everybody goes through it. How did I overcome it? By just realizing the best way I like to describe it is it's kind of like the weather outside. We're in Washington, it tends to be gray and overcast and kind of crappy. Either you can accept it and just be like, all right, well, this is the weather. What can I do to better myself with this weather and enjoy this moment? Or you can just complain and fight and say, oh, I wish it was sunny. I wish it was sunny. And reality is that no matter how hard you wish it was sunny, welcome to the Pacific Northwest. Our summers are beautiful though, and our springs are beautiful too. But during winter, have fun, you know? I hope that I become a better software engineer, both people skills, both technical skills. I don't really see myself going to management. I do see myself going more in a technical role and continue going down that all the way up to principal engineer. Whether it's at T-Mobile or Google or Amazon or whatever, just as long as I'm growing as a person, both individually, professionally, emotionally, all that stuff, that's where I'll be happy. I'll probably still be in Seattle. I like Seattle a lot. We have more than enough tech companies up here. I don't really like Silicon Valley because it's overpriced. Sorry. Take things at face value. When someone gives you critical feedback, just remember it's nothing personal. It's just a job, and we're all trying to achieve the same goal here as a team.